WAHHR, Alabama Hip Hop Radio, online worldwide, with the dopest radio station on the planet. A new way to listen.
Dirty Dan, and welcome to another edition of Exclusive Experiences right here on Alabama Hip Hop Radio. And I'm your host, DJ Dirty Dan, the Dirty Guy. You know who I am. But today, boy, I got a special guest. And he looking good over there. A real special guest.
Chilling.
Dennis Figaro Nelson. How you doing, sir?
How you doing, man?
Hey, man, listen, man. Welcome to the podcast.
Hey, I'm proud of you, man. This is great. I keep thinking about doing a podcast, but when I come in here, I'm like, wait a minute, this is like CBS.
Man, you know, we just trying to take it to another level and continue to, promote great artists like yourself, man.
Oh, thank you, man.
And, the name of my platform is Exclusive Experience. And why it's so exclusive? Because of who you are, man. Tell my audience and tell the world, who is Dennis Figaro Nelson?
I'm just a guy who was born and raised in Mobile, Alabama, Maysville, as a matter of fact, and went to college, got a degree in music, left there, went to New York, started touring with different artists, and ended up in Los Angeles. And so now that's where I reside. But I still love Mobile, man. We was driving down Dolphin Street.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it was so beautiful. They cleaned it up, and the restaurants looked beautiful. And I stopped in my favorite restaurant, Winso's. Oh, my God. Hated it. No, I'm just kidding. Everything had changed, man.
Yeah. Man, time has changed, maybe new owners,
Yeah, maybe new owners. But I gotta have flavor. I ate at the 158 on the
Saraland.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that food was so good, and it's all you can eat, and I was enjoying it. So
yeah. 158, the old J. Rogers barbecue spot.
I forgot that his name was J. Rogers. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so those people know about it. So man, with that said, man, so what have you been up to? What are some of the stuff you've been doing? Because we're gonna dive a little deep.
Yeah.
Because I got so much to talk to you about,
right.
But I just want to know, right now off the rip, like what have you been doing lately? I know you've been in California.
Yeah.
What about those fires? Have they?
The fires were vicious. They were, and guess what happened to me? So, the fires were up in Pasadena, Altadena, up in the mountains, that area. I'm down in the Culver City, Ladera area, right? Yeah. So it was about 35 minutes away, but the air was terrible. So everybody's just panicking. Altadena was like, say, a city it was like West Mobile, completely burnt out, gone. Never seen anything like this. Gone, just gone. A lot of producer friends of mine, a lot of musicians lost their homes and everything. It was so scary. So what was happening was they were sending out the alarm, the beeper alarm, like, get out. Yeah. And them fools turned around and sent an alarm to me in our area to get out. Yeah. I was crying like my little sister. I was afraid, because I was like, it was time to move. You got to move. When they tell you to move, you got to move. Like when the earthquake, I don't know if you've ever been inside of an earthquake, felt an earthquake. When the ground from under you move, and it feels like God has took his foot on his fist and just bammed on the ground, and it just starts moving, you don't want that.
Man, what you say?
You don't want that. So they sent out an alert to leave. So we was right in the middle of a rehearsal. So everybody, grown men, we gotta go. I mean, you're a grown man, but the fire's coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you can play with a lot of things. We can't play with fire.
Can't play. I'll take the water.
Yeah.
I'll take the snow.
You got a fighting chance in water, but in fire ain't no chance.
No chance.
When you out, you out. When you go, you go.
You go. You touch them, you're burnt up. So, and then so now we're preparing to leave. Your feelings are all messed up. You're gone. And then they send out alarm like, oh, we're sorry. This is false alarm.
False alarm.
Lord. Oh, I was so mad. I was so mad. But now I got relieved. I was like, oh man, I could have handled it anyway. Ain't but some fire.
Because it's a lot of emotions. Floating. You're thinking about getting out there for safety.
Right.
You're thinking about losing your stuff. You're thinking about other people, friends, family.
But when they said it was over, I went back manly.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I got this.
I can handle this. There ain't no problem. Yeah. So, but man, people and people starting the fires.
So it's an arsonist.
It was an
starting the
arsonist.
fire.
It was an arsonist. It was an arsonist.
Because we heard rumors about that, but we
wasn't
wasn't so sure because we did see those winds really high. The winds were high, man. They were blowing, man.
I moved to LA in like 1982.
Yeah.
And I traveled all over the country world. Never in my life seen one of the palm trees just bend like this to the ground and come back up. That's how strong it was.
Yeah.
It was bending.
I'm talking the wind blowing whether it's
Yes. Yeah. So on one side of the water it was Palisades.
Yeah.
That's why all the elite actors and producers burned it out completely. I mean completely. And you gotta remember, if your home costs $20 million, you're only gonna get like 20% of that. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
They're not, and then you got the insurance company have been taking their money all that time. Now they want to bow out, so they're going through that. You still got to pay your mortgage, even though it's nothing but ground. So if you don't get enough money to pay for the rebuild, you just lost some money. So just think about if you had a home and you had for $20 million and you got like $5 million in equity in it because you sold you'd have made some money. Now that is totally gone. So some of them homes with people's life savings just gone. Yeah.
Man, so and then thinking about we heard about the insurance when they was dropping people on insurance and stuff like that.
That's true.
All because of
they couldn't pay the bill.
They foreseen that. They knew something was coming.
Well, they in their mind they was predicting that what could possibly happen.
Yeah.
Because we were having with the global warnings we was having mudslides, we was having hurricanes. Because when it rained, homes started slipping and falling, so that was one thing. Then we was having the fire, and on top of all of that, with the earthquakes, so they couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
And these things were happening disastrous. They weren't like just little. They were think of a complete city. Think of like Mobile just being burnt out because of fire.
Yeah.
So.
But some conspiracy theories out there say that they burn the cities out so they can start building new smart cities, and they want to start in California with them.
Those conspiracy theories. The only thing about the conspiracy theories, it's so hard to get everybody on the same page. Like they when Donald Trump they said that the assassination was they planned it, like it was all a plan. It didn't really happen. Well, a man lost his life. He wasn't part of that plan to lose his life. You know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna lose my life with my kids. No. So that's why when the conspiracy theories start coming around, and they're like, oh man, no, come on now. So I don't see how everybody could have been on the same page. I'm not saying that can happen, but to get everybody on the same page, no, that was an arsonist. There's so much shrubbery around and mountains in California.
Yeah.
It's nothing but a torch. It don't have to be no conspiracy.
All you gotta do is rub 2 sticks together.
That's right. I mean, you can be a caveman, you can burn it up.
Yeah.
So, I don't buy that. Yeah. I just feel for the people who lost, lost their homes, and some people lost their life.
Yeah. I'm glad you're here, man, and praying for the families and everything, man. But I do want to talk about this, man. You in Mobile, Alabama, for a reason.
Yes.
So let's talk about why you came to Mobile for this time, because I know you come through from time to time, and this time you're here for a really special reason.
That's right.
And I got a chance to experience it today, and y'all watch this clip right here. I'm showing you right now. This is what Dennis Nelson and so many others were doing today. Tell me about that.
Well, for the last 10 years or so, and it might be longer, Black History Month. And we come together to promote jazz, blues, and gospel.
Yeah.
Me and Jose from the Excelsior Band and Yvonne Matthews does the gossip. The gospel, not the gospel. They do gospel in the gospel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I do the blues. And what we try to do is we try to inspire these young minds, these kids.
Yeah.
And it really works. We come in and 20 minutes for the Excelsior Band, 20 minutes for the gospel, and then I normally close it with 20 minutes teaching them about blues, telling them who W.C. Handy was. He was the father, and B.B. King was the king, and Jimi Hendrix was the greatest guitar player to ever live. Yeah. So, and I would play for him. I play for him, and I rock out, and I play the blues, and then I bring them up on stage, and they just have a blast. And I know the whole key. If you got, and so we go through about maybe 100 kids a day or more. But I know if we touch, I don't care if we touch 5 or 10.
Yeah.
That's 5 or 10 that could go out and do great things, you know?
It probably was upwards of 300 because the way they came in, you got 80 kids at a time.
Yeah.
And you got 4 or 5 droves of them. So.
Right. Yeah, it was a lot. But they're so peaceful. They're so well trained. They come up and they give me a hug and they go, "Thank you for doing this," and it makes you wep up a little bit. You know,
man, I like the part when you brought the actual kids up to start singing,
right?
And let them get a feeling and let them sing the blues a little bit,
right? See, and what I do is I everybody does something different, but I bring the kids on stage like the way when I did Bayfest. When we did Bayfest, we created a scholarship for them, and then whoever won, a lot of kids they appreciate it. But I would bring them on my set because I think it's important to not only give them something, but let them experience what it is to look outside and see 7,000 people. So maybe they get the bug and like, oh no, I'm doing this, And I didn't really have all of that, and I think that was the reason why he brought me back. Bobby Boswick brought me back every year for 13 years because I represented, maybe somebody from Mobile who
right over here. Sing it, Mom.
alabamahiphopradio.com and tune in to the biggest influencers, tastemakers, and DJs on Alabama Hip Hop Radio.
We just warming up. Y'all still with us?
A new way to listen.
And we're back. It's your main man, DJ Dirty Dan. You are tuned into exclusive experiences right here on alabamahiphopradio.com. And my special guest today is none other than Dennis Figaro Nelson, the legend from Williamson High School.
Williamson Lions.
So class of 75.
Yes, sir.
So tell me this right here. What was Williamson High School like in 1975, your senior year?
Well, my senior was incredible. We had a principal who, he loved me, he was great, but he ruled with an iron fist.
And what's his name was?
Kibi.
The great Kibi.
The great Kibi.
Yeah.
You know what? In the end, when you look back at it, he wasn't as hard as we thought.
Yeah.
But he did carry a 22, and you saw it, and you say,
well, at the school?
Yeah. He had a gun in one pocket, and he had a paddle in the other one, and it kept you in line. We didn't, It's sad to say that the youth fear nothing. If they don't fear you, then of course they're gonna be loud and rude and everything else. And then if they don't get it at home, because they got a new thing now where you can't spank the kids, and it's probably because people were abusing them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I was abused too. I got hit with a extension cord. I got hit with a branch.
Got hit with a brick.
Got hit with a brick. Anything they can put their hand on. So maybe I was abused too, but I didn't see it that way. Yeah. I just knew that. I remember when I was my first year in college, and everybody was like selling weed to make money, and I was so afraid that somebody would come up from Alabama to Baton Rouge and just yank me out the room and choke me like, well, how dare you, or if I was to get caught and shame the family. That's my mama calling from heaven right now.
so tell me, Southern University.
Yeah, Southern University.
Okay.
I'm a graduate of Southern.
A graduate of Southern University.
Yeah. That was, and it goes back to what we was talking about with the kids. See, when I was here, there was a music store named Jesse French, and I went there almost every day because I popped one of my guitar strings. But they didn't have a guitar teacher that could teach me like what I was learning in New York.
Yeah. Because
I used to go to New York and I had to study there. Because I lived in New York and Mobile.
Okay.
And so when I went to college, man, the only thing that saved me, I always had quick hands, I always had, a very quick study, that I was studying Jimi Hendrix, Santana, and then some Wes Montgomery. I didn't get into George Benson later. But I could play those tunes.
Yeah. So
when I got there, to Baton Rouge, they started teaching me more scales because I'd been studying scales in New York. So, but I was behind, okay, because here in Mobile,
where you coming from? Yeah.
Nobody was teaching me that.
Yeah.
And in New Orleans and in Baton Rouge, those guys are big jazz and blues players and reading stuff out the book and everything. So what I would do was I would go to class. I'd start at 9, ended at 3, and I would stay in the practice room from 5 to 12.
5 to 12 at midnight?
5 every night.
Every night.
Every night. I'm not even exaggerating. Every night. Yeah. And I had to do that to catch up.
Yeah.
Because now I had the knowledge in front of me, but I didn't have but the fingers didn't fit the knowledge.
Yeah.
Because like playing a guitar is like playing golf. It's a muscle memory, right? And so I had to play catch up. But buddy, when I caught up, it was vicious.
It was all the pop.
Oh yeah. And then and I was just telling the story the other day. And then that was and so it was and then when I got to Southern, there was no guitar teacher there either. But I had an incredible teacher who played clarinet. His name was Alvin Baptiste. Okay. And he took me under his wing. He was showing me everything. So I was playing lines that he was playing. But then when Mr. Render, who was a violin player, started teaching me Bach and Beethoven, and I was putting it on the guitar with a pick, it was totally different. And it created finger roll. Yeah. So he would tell me, he says like if you play it this way, and he would show me, and he said, what if you shift? Because in the on the violin, everything is about shifting. And he would show me the finger and he said, try it this way. And we were learning both at the same time, the professor and me. Yeah. And I was only like 20 years old, so and he would show me the shift, and before you know it, I was doing this, and shifting up here and going, but I was playing Bach and Beethoven.
Yeah. Wow.
It was unheard of,
Man, so records.
Yeah. So
you're still making records to this day.
Absolutely.
And you got some new records coming out. You're remaking some new records. Let's talk about those new records that you got rolling out.
My first album was called In the Zone, and that was it was a live record, and I was playing on I played acoustic because I play acoustic too, nylon string. And then now I'm doing what they call smooth jazz, but I do smooth hip hop jazz.
Okay.
And my new single that you're gonna love is called Unity, or Where There's Love. I call it Where There's Love There's Unity, but it's a track by Queen Latifah. Yeah. And so what I did was I flipped the track.
Unity.
Yes. On the guitar, I'm playing Unity, and then we come out of that and we go, and I'll give it to you. We come out of that and we go into like some smooth chords. But when I play this stuff live, it always starts smooth, and then for some reason I always end with Hendrix.
Wherever you start, you gonna end with Hendrix.
Oh man, I don't know what it is that the guitar just wants to crunch. But you know what the funny part about it? They love it.
Because it's the live feel. Being someone in the audience and seeing that live, you're just amazed by, because you got these vibrations going.
Yeah.
It make you feel good, especially with your woman or whatever. You get the chance to pull her a little closer.
Yeah.
And rub on her leg and say, "Hey, baby, I'm gonna sing to you later."
Yeah. I do that when they come on stage.
Sing to them a little bit.
Hey, but you know what? And I'm doing remember Shaft, the movie Shaft with Richard Roundtree? I'm doing was it Ellie's theme. Yeah, I'm doing that, and then I did on this new record, I did a hip version of "Treated Like a Lady" by the Temps, because I produced the Temptations. So
you talking about right currently like
I did. The last record, which was supposed to have been the last album, called 60. I wrote and produced 3 tracks off of that. Me and Otis Williams, the last man standing, we were real good friends. We talk
Otis.
We talk every day.
I think about the movies when they say, "Ain't nobody came to see you, Otis."
Yes.
Well, Otis still rocking and rolling and holding the brand down.
He did the Dolby Theater in LA, and somebody hollered up, "We come to see you, Otis."
Yeah.
See, now it's some flip now.
Yeah, the flip, yeah.
And you know the whole genius behind him, like I said, we talk every. He's 83 years old, still doing
83 years old, still rocking and rolling.
Still dancing. I tried to talk him out of coming off the road and dancing, but it made sense. Like, I think if he stopped, he would just wither away.
Yeah. And for most of us that's in this business, that's how it is.
Yeah. If
you stop doing what you love to do, what makes you and what made you,
you'll wither away.
Yeah, you just wither away.
Yeah, and I think that's what's happening. So, for him, he's a genius, and I told him, I said, here's the genius part behind you. You went through 27 temptations, because every time somebody drop off, he has to fire them because I don't use the word fire. He has to let them go because they did drugs or they couldn't make the show. Because you said, when I signed a contract for 5 people and 4 only show up, I'm in breach. So if they would do that, then he would let them go. And a lot of those guys, if you really think about it, they died young, Yeah. And but to have the ear to know to put the next David Ruffin, which was Dennis Edwards, and to put the next Dennis Edwards, who was Ali. Yeah, that's huge, right? This man has reinvented himself at least about 7 times, and I said, it's number pure genius, dude. You knew how to put those vocals together. He never was the lead singer, and but we talked about it the other day. He just saw the vision. Yeah. And that's what it is about, like with you, you seen all of this before, even while you was in school. You looked at being at WBLX as being in school. Yeah. You laughed and enjoyed about it every day. It didn't even sweat you. And when it was time to leave, you was like, thank you for the time. That's all you got to do. Yeah. I mean, everybody has, at some point, everything has to end, and there's a new tomorrow.
That's how you evolve. And then sometimes, in order to get to your dream, you gotta get pushed out. You gotta be saying, man, this ain't for you no more. Right. Go do something else. And your something else might be your thing, or your thing to
But that's the man upstairs following and telling you to do that. People don't realize, but that's another. See, the spiritual. It's very spiritual. Yeah. Sometimes like when I'm having a meeting, or like we're having a meeting today, right? So I pulled myself out of this body and let y'all just do it. And I was just kicking back laughing like, wow, this is great. Yeah. This is fun,
Still to be here in conversation.
Yes.
Planning for some more stuff and some more.
That's exactly where I was at. Yeah. That's exactly where I was at. And we had a great meeting. It was great. And you were fabulous. You're good.
I just do my thing, man.
No. Dirty Dan is playing it down. He is, I've been in LA. I know. He's good. You see, because you have the flair. Yeah. You got the kindness. You're smart. You're listening. You knew when to come in, because I was in there cracking jokes and I was having a great time. And then you're like, okay, but back to what we were saying about the marketing. As opposed to say, forget what Dennis doing right now. Back to
because at the end of the day, I understand. Being in radio, what you learn is you become everything to people.
That's right.
And you gotta meet people where they are, and you got to be able to communicate with them. So
that's right.
I know when to jump in, I know when to jump out, I know when to make it cool so we can have some fun time, but then we talk about some serious stuff, and then we walk away. We can walk away feeling good about our conversation, not feeling like you just had this hard business conversation, or this conversation that ain't about to nothing.
And see, that's something that you have inside yourself that you grew up with. Yeah. Nobody taught you that. Yeah. Even when he wanted to pay for the check. Yeah. He wanted to, oh no man, you have that chance, but went on to do something,
became somebody. Yeah. But, and I think that's a great thing to pour to them early, to give them that opportunity for an option. Yeah. Like a lot of people talk about, what could they be headed in their career, or finding them a career, and their first love may be music.
That's right.
Until they see someone who actually done it, that's from where they're from and look just like them.
Right.
now they know it's achievable.
Well, what you said today remind me of what I always say, because you know you went to the military, but your calling was music, and there was no way that it was gonna happen. See, to me, and I've always said that some people choose to do music, and others are chosen.
Yeah.
And if you're chosen, it has nothing to do with the money. It has nothing to do with the fame. It has to do with your desire and your heart and what you want to do. Now, out of that, great things could happen, like what you're doing, you know. And that's why I told you when we came back, because I've always been a big fan of yours. I mean, Dirty Dan. You know, that was, you know, how big can you? Oh, that's Dirty Dan. I was going when I first they told me who you was, and I saw you in the truck. I said, oh, that's Dirty Dan. And you was always so sweet and so kind. How you doing? And those are the sort of, that's how you have to be. It doesn't matter about, like a lot of people don't understand with me. You'd be surprised at things that I will do and I don't mind doing. But you get, sometimes people see, I don't know, it's the image that they see and they build up in their head, you know. Because
they can see your work from far away, and they can put you here.
Right.
They don't know your love and passion for what you do. Exactly. Because it's a difference. You know, you get paid for one thing, and then another thing, ain't nothing like getting paid for what you love to do.
Oh no, you got it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what you're doing. But
I love this thing so much.
Yeah.
I'm willing to pour into somebody else to make sure this thing still have a life because it could die with me.
That's right.
I can leave, and you know, and I'm known as Finger Roll Nelson.
Right.
That's the last finger roll it could be.
And that's it.
Or it could be Finger Roll Darren.
Right.
Or Finger Roll Jason.
That's right. And that's what we try to do with this thing on Black History Month.
Yeah.
You know, and the pretty much to try to touch somebody, and that's what it's all about. It's like giving back and making sure, you know, you've done that part in the world. Because God's not going to bless you. You see, if you have something, if you got in your hand, I don't care how much money it is, right? And you made this money, and it's big money.
Yeah.
But if you don't open it up, it's not going to grow. No more is coming in.
Yeah.
Okay? So you're going to have to live off of everything that's in there. And when that goes away, now you're done.
Yeah.
Because you haven't let it get air. You know, and when people say they take the air out of you, you know, you can't let people take the air out of you. You have to be the one that's blowing the air.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Blowing the air to make sure somebody else can breathe.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
make sure somebody else can breathe.
Man, speaking of making somebody else breathe, your music. Music that you've done.
Yeah.
The stuff that you've been a part of.
Right.
You know, for all the fans out there, if you ever listen to Hidden Beach, it's a little sprinkle of Dennis Finger Roll Nelson within that.
That's true.
Your favorite Tupac tributes, your Biggie tributes. What inspired you to go that way? What happened to get you to? I mean, because you was already, this is what you do.
Right.
But then to be a part of, I guess I would say, a project of that magnitude.
Yeah. Because,
you know, when you think about Hidden Beach, you think about these are some of the golden records that people love, but it's played and heard in a different way.
Well, how it happened was, I had to give credit to Darryl Ross and Tony Josephs. They were the mechanics behind it. And when the first volume came out, they couldn't find me. They were looking for me to play on the record. Yeah. But I don't know if I was on tour, because I was a producer in LA for like 20-some years with MCA and Warner Brothers and Motown, a lot of stuff with Motown. And but a lot of them didn't know I played guitar. They just knew me as a producer, as a songwriter. Because when I first started producing, every song had like 15 tracks of guitar in it. Yeah. You know, the vocals like, oh, the guitar, and it didn't work. And I was like, okay, so I got to put this to the side. But I kept practicing, of course. But so by the time the second Unwrapped Volume 2 came around, they found me. And I'll never forget, I was in the studios, you know, because I'm coming from the jazz side of the coin. And I'm listening to this, and I'm going like, it's some bad shit, damn. Oh, can we curse on here?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, cool. It's some bad shit. Yeah. I'm like, and I saw Darryl, I said, do you know what you have? Do you know what you're doing? And they weren't jazz artists. That's the true part about it. The guys who kind of put the tracks together, they were just DJs. They were just players. Yeah. They were not jazz. So they would bring in, like me, like a Jeff Lover or Patrice Rushen, who played jazz, to bring it out. Yeah. And it was real tricky. Yeah. So, because some of those tracks are very tricky to solo through.
Yeah.
You know, I remember Jeff Lorber saying, man, he said, I had to wait till you put your solo down.
So I could,
Right. And I get that. You know, and so they had the record, but they didn't have, but then there was still one more missing link that they couldn't get it off the ground in terms of doing the tours because there was too many people. And I think my boy Daryl, he wanted to keep everybody that was on the record, which is good, but we were taking like 13 people out on, and they couldn't afford it. So I happened to be on the golf course with one of the execs, and he asked me, he said, man, you know, what should I do? I said, man, because I had been doing finger roll. I said, man, give me a rhythm section of one horn. I'll kill this stuff for you. And I went out, and when I went out and started doing the tour, that's when everything started popping. For real. You let him talk, and you said, no, that's good. I got it. Yeah. It was kind of like mafioso, and I was like, because I was looking around like, boy, got some mafia stuff like. It was
nah, man. I just understand at the end of the day, you know, this is what I needed.
Yeah,
I needed you there. I needed him there, right. And God set that up now.
He sure
because
did.
when we talked the other day,
yeah, we were going to do it on. We were going to do it Wednesday.
We're going to do it Wednesday. We ended up doing it on a Thursday,
right?
And then we got my guy here, and now we all together. And guess what we got? Our plan coming together.
But you know why it worked? Because it was smooth.
Yeah.
We didn't trip. When I told you, I said, oh, no, let's do it the next day. You didn't say, oh, man, I thought we was going to do it. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, okay.
Yeah. And then the important thing is, too, for me, this morning when I got up, I know I had to show up.
Yeah.
Because I can't miss nothing. I know how much time I got with you. I got to seize every moment there because at the end of the day,
that's true.
We're working towards something, and you know, it's a test.
Yeah.
You know, are you serious enough?
That's right.
To go the whole 9 yards
that's
to make sure this thing get accomplished, or you just blowing smoke?
Right.
Because you know we see people blowing smoke every day,
all the time, and you know, by me being the level I'm at, I'm watching that too.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're on time, you're doing this, you're doing that, you know, because I'm like a military guy when it comes to the music, you know. That's how I was able to stay as long as I am.
Yeah.
You know, when somebody tell you, like I write scripts and they say, hey, I need this script right here, it's got to be there.
You got to be there.
They do not play.
Yeah.
You know, and if I could tell anything to the kids is don't play with it.
Yeah.
Either you're going to do it for real, you know, forget what you see on TV with the flair, forget all that. You got to pave your own way. They're not going to give it to you. In fact, they're going to try to hold you back from getting it.
And they're going to do it so smooth.
They're going to do it so smooth. You know?
They're going to invite somebody. One thing about you, when you walk into a room, I always look around the room because guess what? Somebody there your competition.
That's right.
Somebody that way to take your spot.
That's
Let
right.
you not show up.
Yeah.
Let you not be on point at that moment.
That's right.
They gonna be at point at that moment. So.
Think about it. Cat Williams was the next man up before Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Where Kevin Hart's at, Cat was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I don't know, you know, his personal thing or whatever, but he was moved aside, and then Kevin Hart was pushed up.
Yeah.
You know? Everybody has their day. Now, Kevin, to me, and I'm in Hollywood, you know, LA, not exactly. When you say Hollywood, people think that you actually there now, you know, but where he's at right now he's overexposed. Yeah. Now he's not as funny. Now his movies are not as great. Yeah. But he's probably worth about $500 million. He done made his money.
Yeah, they made it.
He done made his money. He was smart. He took everything. Yeah. Was that you that told me that you take everything that you eat? Somebody told me something about that. Yeah. That they take everything that comes across the table. But he took everything that came across the table. Yeah. Now it's starting. You have a cooling off period. Otis always tell me, say, hey, Dan, they're gonna have a cooling off spirit, and he's right.
Yeah, it's really just like in music or even radio. You're gonna have some seasons where you on fire. You're
Absolutely.
Gonna have runs, but you're gonna have some slowdowns, and in that slowdown, that's where you're supposed to sharpen your tools.
That's right.
And guess what? They're gonna call you back.
Yeah,
they coming back for you.
Yeah, they're gonna come back.
They're gonna come knocking at your door.
Right.
You gotta be ready.
You gotta be ready. You gotta be.
And if you ain't ready, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna put you back in a hiatus.
Yep.
Because people love when they see you got that spark, got that high, got that motion, got that movement, and they won't be a part of it.
Well, that's why record labels like hiring young artists, because they haven't been out there. They're not afraid of anything. Like my daughter, she jumped out the plane one time. She did the whole parachute thing. I said, would you do it again? She said, oh, no, Lord, no. I'm too scared. Well, when she was 20, there's no fear.
Yeah, she was ready.
She was ready.
Yeah.
And that's why they like signing young artists. It has, you know, they just feel like if you're older, that you're not gonna just jump out there and go do a promotion, or you got kids, or you got a husband, or what. So when you're younger, you need to go out there and seize the moment.
Yeah.
If you're really serious about this, the ones that play with it, they just gonna be, a big fish in a small pond, and that's as far as they're going. But the only way you're gonna know if you're the man or the woman, you got to get out there.
You got to step out there.
And
Own faith.
I always say I travel by faith, not by check.
Yeah.
That's what I do. And
don't miss a meal.
Ain't no man. No, in fact, I gained a few meals.
That's a double entendre right there.
I'm not ashamed. I gained a few meals.
Ate a few meals, made a few meals.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Hey, so Dennis, man, we're at the top of 2025, man, and we got a full year ahead of us.
Yeah.
So you got some things coming up, and we're gonna start with, I know you're touring all across the country and different things like that. You'll probably be in Heuston in the next week or so.
Headed to Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay, Dallas. So back to Texas. But you're coming back to Mobile. And you're coming back for something special. You're coming back for the Mother's Day event. We won't tell all the details,
right?
But I just want to put it out there because if anybody want to see Dennis in the near future, he will be in Mobile, Alabama, during that Mother's Day weekend. I can't give you the exact date.
That's right.
But I can give you the time frame.
Right.
And it's important that you understand the time frame for all our listeners out there. You get a chance to plan for it and know that Dennis Figueroa Nelson will be in the area and you can go see him live and show.
Yeah, it's gonna be vicious. Gerald Grant, which I grew up with, a good friend of mine. He's just have taken over. They call it 158, but they call it RG's 158, room 158, and he's done some great things to the spot. The sound, just ridiculous. And I was just over there, and so I'm gonna help him out. I'm gonna do a concert over there.
Okay.
And we're gonna play like crazy. You'll really get a chance to see what I really do. I know a lot of people see me on Bay Fest and different shows, but this room right here will be my signature sound.
Because it's sort of a small room.
Right. It's intimate. Yes, intimate. Very intimate.
And you're able to look a person in the eye, just lean in tune with that thing.
Right. They can feel the sweat. And then I can't wait to do your thing for what you're going to do. Now, your thing, your festival, the Mob Festival, you're probably the only promoter of festival owner that's been going on for longer than Bay Fest, right?
Yeah, right. As of now, for the last 8 years, we've been doing this MOB Music Fest, Mob Fest, and it's all about celebrating performing arts. When we started that, it was all about create a platform for those locals of all genres to get a platform.
Because they couldn't get on the big stage. So you created a big stage.
Yeah. Because before, even with Bayfest, and I think not to talk bad about Bayfest, but one thing was, all the artists were trying to get on, but they couldn't get on. And we were trying to find a way. We did those competitions through Coors Light, so we were able to get some on. But then, with MOB Music Fest, on one stage, you got jazz, you got reggae, you got rap, you got gospel, you got rock, you got country, you got folk, you got bluegrass.
That's gonna be great.
And that's what it's all about, bringing the music community together. And I've just been an advocate for the music community all my career because that's how I got in the game. Just wanted to find someone. We got no platforms. Right. We're gonna create them.
That's awesome, man. And you guys, just a mere fact that you stuck with it and you're doing it.
Yeah.
I always used people from Mobile to play on stage with me. So that was the one thing that I did.
You always pull people in.
Always.
Whether it's drummers or
bass player. Because I knew they couldn't get there.
Yeah.
Unless they was with somebody like me. And
then for me, on the radio side, I was getting in through my radio because I was hosting it.
Yeah.
That's why we had to create.
You were Dirty Dan.
We had to create that competition to at least get one, so we can say we got a spot for the guys. And thanks to Bobby Boswick and Shayna and the Cumulus Connection and Coors Light, we was able to create that platform.
And the one thing about Shayna and Bobby, they were so open.
Yeah.
They listened and they were so open, and it was never a problem with them. Yeah. I mean, when I told him let's do he asked me and I said, well, let's do a scholarship thing. He's like, okay, I like that. Yeah. And he did it. So your ideas are never shot down.
Yeah.
Because so many times you bring stuff to the table and somebody's shooting it down.
Yeah.
But that was the fun part. So I think what you're doing is incredible because now everybody can out. And just so you know, I'm going to be on it this year.
That's the announcement right here, man. This year, 2025, the 8th annual MOB Music Fest, Dennis Finger Roll Nelson will be performing live on July 11th as a part of Art Walks. By the way, it's a 20th anniversary. Don't tell nobody, but I'm telling everybody. 20 years of Art Walk. But MOB Music Fest 8th year, and my headliner for the evening is Dennis Finger Roll Nelson. Make sure you're there.
Yo, it's gonna be awesome. We'll probably do like a tribute to Santana while I'm there.
Yeah, and that's cool too, man. Like,
because Santana's has to be at least about 82, 83 years old right now. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be playing this guitar, man. Yeah. So no, we're gonna bring it. We're gonna bring it. It's gonna be something special, and I'm gonna play as long as as long as y'all let me play. I've done like 2-hour shows straight.
Just rocking out.
Nobody left. Yeah. Everybody's still screaming. Everybody still got their glass of whatever they drinking. Just killing it. Yeah.
Any artists out there that would like to perform, go to submissions at mobmusicfest.com. Go to the website, mobmusicfest.com. You see this flyer right here? This is the flyer right here that's going to get you where you want to be. So tune in, because this is a free music festival to the public, but it's all about celebrating you. But you got to bring your A game. And like me and Dennis were talking about earlier, your followers, your engagement, your people.
Yes.
We need that energy to come with you when you bring it to the MOB Music Fest. So,
and that's I'm gonna show you how important that is.
Yeah.
So when I was coming up, the club owners paid you, and it's pretty much was their audience and ours, and that's what you play for. Yeah. That's no longer there.
It's
now.
It's a
It's a new game. Yeah. Now they want you, just so you know, just telling you how it is, how it's working out around the country. You have to pay to play. You got to pay them to play at their club, okay? So they're not giving you any upfront money anymore. It's just like with record labels. Record labels used to give us, $300,000, $400,000, for an artist. Like I had an act that came out of we've had a couple acts we got signed, but one of them came out of Baton Rouge. They gave us $350,000 for it. They don't do that now. They want to see how many followers you have. That's what time. That's where we at. So if you get on this incredible festival, which would launch you to the next level, bring your people. Bring everybody from was it Facebook?
Yeah.
And
Instagram
and TikTok. Yeah.
And Snapchat.
It's
so many sites now. A whole other world.
I never use Snapchat. I've been hearing about it. Yeah.
Yeah. They say the Snap is the one and gone. You get a chance to see something.
Right. That's right. They
go.
Yeah.
I do want to ask you about this, man. With you being in LA and being from LA, that's Lower Alabama, by the way. But being in LA,
I'm from the real LA.
Man, back in the day, you had a chance to be around Death Row Records in their prime, when they had the Snoop Dogg's and the Tupacs. And what were you doing? I guess you was in the studio because that's what that's what they were looking for. They were looking for that phone.
Well, I had the pleasure of being signed by Solar Records, which is Dick Griffey.
Oh, Dick Griffey, okay.
So Dick Griffey had Galaxy Studio.
Yeah.
That's where all the hits came out. The Deal, which is Babyface, LA Babyface.
Yeah.
Midnight Star, The Whispers, who else? I mean, just all the Dynasty.
Yeah.
Lakeside.
Yeah.
I actually got a chance to produce Lakeside because Dick Griffey signed me to the label. But Dick Griffey signed me as a producer to the label. And then I'll never forget one of the lawyers. I was walking in the office and when the lawyer says, there's Snoop Dogg down there, him and Dre. He said they got a record out it's called Chronic. He said it's going to be the biggest record, Dennis, you ever heard in your life. He told me just like that, right? So I remember going down and meeting Dre, and he was in the studios. He was real quiet, real cool. But Shook was the gangster. He was the gangster. No doubt about it. Yeah. And so, but Griffey made a deal with Epic Records. So all his money was coming from Epic Records.
Okay.
And so then the way Dre and them got over there was through Suge, because he was creating his label.
Yeah.
He had the label because he ended up taking it to Interscope. But
the Death Row record.
Right. So I used to record all my records at
Galaxy.
No. See, Galaxy was Galaxy.
The first part.
Galaxy was the hit studio, but I used to record him at what's the name of the studio in Santa Monica? Westlake Audio.
Okay.
The Westlake Audio. So it was, but Griffey would say, "Hey man, bring some of your records and the money over here." Wanted me to spend the money over in the black side, right? Yeah. But the guy at Westlake Audio, shoot, they let me, and this is like top 5 recording studio in the world. He would let me. I befriended the guy, the owner, and he let me record that for a whole year for free, just learning how to do it. Yeah. So when I got my deal for my money, because they was giving me like $40,000 for a song, I would take it over there, spend the money over there. But then Griffey wanted me to come over to Galaxy, but he had given the studio to Suge now. Yeah. So Suge owned the studio. So when I got my budget, they would, instead of giving me all the budget, give a certain amount of budget to Suge, and then he would have to bounce the money back to me. Yeah. So his engineer, if you've ever seen the documentary, you see the engineer named John Payne. Okay. True story. So when Suge was time to give me my part of the money for what we were doing, he didn't give it to me. And so I'm doing the record for Griffey. So I just say, "Hey Griffey, I can't finish your record until they give me the other $10,000. So I can't finish the record." "Oh man, don't worry about it. We'll get the record." Because I wasn't gonna argue with him. Yeah. You know how big this dude was? And I'm bad. Yeah. But what's better than bad? A batter, right? There's a batter. Yeah. And then there's a baddest. Yeah. I'm just bad. Right? So
it's a big and bigger raw.
So he had the studio, but he wasn't paying the engineer, because back then they were notorious for letting you record, and then if you ask your money, somebody gets thrown out the window or somebody gets beat up because you want your money. Yeah. And that's why I totally didn't work with him. I'm gonna need my money, and I'm not gonna need to be beat up. That's not even in the contract. Beat up ain't even in the damn contract. So I ain't seen nothing on the damn contract. Can I curse?
Oh yeah.
I ain't see nothing in the damn contract that says beat up. I didn't see that. So, and I'm fragile. I'm fragile, man. I ain't gonna lie. I can't take a punch. I can't take a punch. I mean, I can take one if I had to, but I don't want to. Yeah. I don't need to.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
So anyway, I'll end this. So anyway, so John Payne wasn't getting paid, and I said, "Well, I didn't hire you. You just run this. You just do the engineering for the studio, and you got to get your money from Suge." So we in the room, true story, gun on the table, bullets right here. Me and John are going at it, because I'm like, I'm not paying you shit. Now I can talk some shit now. Yeah. I'm from Mobile, Alabama. We have a degree in talking shit. Am I lying or what?
For real. Listen, don't play with nobody from Mobile, Alabama.
Don't play with nobody from Mobile. So Maysville came out. Yeah. And I told him, I said, I'm not paying you. And I'm looking at the gun and the bullets. And now, because I'm thinking real fast, I'm like, man, you know what? Let me get out of here. So I got out of there at the office. I just kind of walked out the office. And I said, because I normally would leave all my stuff set up, all my equipment set up. So anyway, so the gun was on the table and the bullets. And John Payne called himself want to punk me. Yeah. So I was saying to myself, you know what? Let me, because I'm not gonna pay you because I don't owe you. But let me grab all of my $4,000 worth of equipment and pack it in the car for my studio, and let me get out of here. So I grabbed my stuff, packed it up, put it in the car, and then he comes down to the garage, talking smack. And man, I said, John, I don't owe you. I would take this guitar and kabong your ass right now if you come any closer. He backed off. He's like, well, somebody got to pay me, because she didn't pay him all the time. Yeah. So that ain't my problem. And he backed off, and then that was the end of that. But I was right there with the whole thing. So I got the way I got my money was because I was signed with Dick Griffey. Yeah. He was the kingpin. So they was working in his studio. He said, "Don't worry, man." And
so he got it for you.
Yeah, he got it for me. I couldn't finish the record. Yeah. I wasn't going to finish the record because the first time somebody punk you like that, that's it.
Yeah, because they can do it every time.
Exactly, and they will do it every time. And so like I wasn't, I'm just kidding about it, like I can't take a punch and all that. No, I'm as tough as any of them, but I don't have to be. It's not in the contract. You should not have to be under duress to do anything musically. If you're with somebody and you're all stressed out, You know, whether you're a female or male or even with this whole Diddy thing going through, get out. That's not you. It's not creative at all. You know, and you're supposed to be creative. You give it some good people, you know, like Dan. You get Dan, this man right here is a genius. He saw the future. I told him, I said, I got to start a podcast. But when I came in and saw your stuff, I said, oh no, I ain't got to start no podcast. I got to keep doing what I'm doing.
And we had to jump into that digital age, man. We already knew, you know, working at BLX, we already knew that it was going in this digital age.
Yeah.
So that's why I told you, I mean, our slogan, I knew when to listen. We know people ain't listening with their ears no more, listening with their eyes.
They're listening with their eyes.
They watch this stuff on social media, man. They hear everything through as they watch it.
That's right.
And I wanted to make sure that we jumped into that early enough to build on it, because in a minute, that's where it's going to be for everybody.
Yeah.
That's why you're talking about now, you know, all this AI and all that, you know what I'm saying? This is the first version of it.
Right.
Leading to what's about to go. But Dennis, man, I just want to say thank you so much for coming, man. I really appreciate you, man. Keep up the great work. Keep on doing what you're. I'm looking forward to what we're going to do this year, because we got some work to do.
Yeah, we got some work to do. Because I'm excited about playing on in July 11th on your Mobile Mob Fest. Yeah. What's the actual?
Yeah, so I call it MOB Music Fest. People call it Mob Fest, but you know,
because that's what I was hearing from Mob Fest.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I just, you know, how they want to say it, as long as they say it.
Yeah. And it's so funny you said people listen with their eyes. Yeah. I've always said that. Yeah. You always see me with a nice jacket on and a hat, and I would tell guys, hey man, people listen. Me and my buddy from Louisiana would always say, people listen with their eyes, and that's true. You know, and the crowd now is very sophisticated. Yeah. So you better be on your
presentation. Your presentation, what you sound like, what you look like, who you with. It mean a lot, you know. So
that's true.
Man,
well, I'm with you, so I'm good.
I'm good with Dennis Figaro Nelson right now.
I'm with Dirty
Alabama Hip Hop Radio. Hey man, so tell people how they can follow you, how they can get, if they wanted to book you, all those type of things right there.
Okay, so if you want to book me, here's my number, 251. I live in LA, but I still have a Alabama number, 251-382-2545. Or you can email me at filmroll, because I know how to shoot the film and edit. So it's filmroll33. That's how long Jesus Christ lives on this earth, 33 years. filmroll33@yahoo.com. And then you can also call Dirty, because we're going to talk about some stuff.
Man, call me.
Because
if you need to do anything in this region, in the Southeast region, call me. I'm going to get you to Dennis.
That's right.
That's for sure. Man, so man, thank you for coming through, man. Enjoyed you today, man. All the game. I enjoyed you with the kids today. I'm going to post so much footage within this video, man.
Good.
And thank you so much again, man.
All right, and I'm going to sing you some of my new music, man, from my new album, Unity.
Okay, this your main man, DJ Dirty Dan, along with my guy, Dennis Figaro Nelson, and you're just locked in with exclusive experiences right here on alabamahiphopradio.com. Ooh-wah!